Hello, this is BJ Gio. I'm here to show you the application I made for the Texas Instruments 99 4A computer. I'm going to be releasing this at the Pacific Northwest TI-99 4A Fest West meetup that's happening tomorrow, April 30th, 2016. So I have this YouTube recording scheduled to be released shortly after I do the unveiling at the demo tomorrow. But here it is. So this is the first application I've ever made that I've ever tried to release for the TI-99 4A before. I wrote it in assembly language, and you probably want to know what it is. It is a QR code generator, so let's show you how that works. So for those of you that use TI, you know exactly how this is. So let's jump straight into the application. And it starts where you just kind of type something in. So let's type in what we usually type in when we try to do something for the first time. I am supporting lowercase letters in this. For those of you that have TIs, you know that generally it only has something called like the small capital letters, but you can bring in a lowercase character set. So I did that. So let's do a hello world. It says type below and hit the proceed function 6 when you're done. So let's do that, function 6. And boom, there we go, a QR code. And you can try scanning that in with your phone. That's a fairly small QR code, one of the smaller ones, but you can type in up to 1,663 characters. That's the largest it supports in this version. If you hit the space bar, you just get to the title screen. Hit it again, you get back to here. So I'll show you an example typing in something a little longer this time. So hello world, this is a test. I can type whatever I want. And I'm not a very good typist, am I? I'm a horrible typist. Fun typing. Okay, oh, and so yeah, I wouldn't really call this a word processor. It's just a little screen here where you can type whatever you want from line 2 all the way down to line 24 on the screen. You can use the arrow keys to navigate up and down. And function 6 when you're done. And then boom, you've got another QR code there. I do have two little Easter eggs in this program. If you hit function 9, you get a kind of a QR code that gets generated on the fly there so that you don't have to type. This is just something I can test the program with really quickly. And it's basically, if you scan that in, it just says like, hey, thanks for coming to Fest West. And then the other Easter egg is if you hit function 0, that's kind of like a stress test of the QR code generation engine. That will make the biggest QR code you can possibly make. It's called a QR version 40. That uses close to the 1,663 characters that I do, that it supports maximum. The QR code generated, I think it's like 177 by 177 pixels. And it's kind of fun to watch this one work because the TI is a little slow that even in assembly you can actually watch it draw. So I'll hit function 0. It takes a minute to take the text and then actually generate the code off of it. So it's just kind of thinking, and there it goes. It's off to the races. And after that finishes, you can scan it in with your phone. It's QR code application. And if you do that, what you'll see is basically the first part of the Declaration of Independence. So that's the application quickly. One other little feature I support in here is if you have a F18A, it will detect that upon startup and see it starts in 80 column mode. So it lets you type a little bit more on the screen. And there we go. So that's basically it. It doesn't look like much, but this took me over a month to write the code and test and do everything. I started by writing a C program just to run on my Mac, and then kind of took chunk by chunk and tried to convert it over to assembly language on the TI. Very labor intensive. I've got some ideas about where I can take this in the future, but right now it's just kind of a demo where you can type whatever you want and it'll generate the code. Original goal was to make this work without needing the 32K RAM expansion, and so to work just on a stock TI console. It was working earlier this week, but in the final build I did, for some reason it seems to, if I turn off the 32K RAM, it's not working anymore. So I need to debug that, and that'll be in the, probably version 1.0 where I will have that fixed. Okay, thank you very much, and that's all for now.